What's up? This Bacon is my podcast. I'm Jimmy.
I am Mike.
And we are proud to be part of the Deluxe Edition network. That is right, the Den.
That's right, hashtag the Den. We are part of an awesome network with a number of fantastic podcasts, such as History I'd Like to Fuck, or HILF Podcast, Barrel Age Chicks, Barrel Age Flicks, Spoil My Movie, Deluxe Edition Podcast. Man, I could go on forever.
You could, but we won't, so you can go
Beard
watch.
Laws.
Go listen, go watch, check them all out now.
In a
Deluxe
pickle.
Edition Network.
Right now, deluxeeditionnetwork.com. Follow it on social medias, Deluxe Edition Network.
What's your bacon? What's up, buddy?
Ew. I know it's cold.
Indeed.
So you want to get the sweaters going.
No. I reject that. And I'll tell you why.
Why would you do that?
Well, you don't put gloves on furry hands, do you?
Well, no.
No, you don't. So you know what? I like to keep my beanbag clean like my palms.
Yes.
That's right.
The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is out now. It's got the skin-safe technology you used to. It's got the LED light like you used to. But this one, it's got the foil blade.
Oh my god, the foil blade. It's nice for the crevasse.
Exactly. So it, hooks up your nether regions.
Goes right up the Mississippi on the one side and the Rio Grande on the other side.
Exactly. So go to manscaped.com, use the promo code BACONPOD for 20% off, plus free shipping.
Yeah, indeed.
And it's not even just for this, right?
No, it's for anything on there.
Exactly, especially
our favorite,
the crop mops, the ball and butt wipes. If you see us, we always give them out.
We'll hand them to you.
Exactly.
They'll be in the package, it's okay.
If you don't see us, manscaped.com, promo code BACONPOD, 20% off of those bad boys.
Free shipping.
And always remember to ask yourself,
what's your bacon?
What I like about this episode is not only because we're very music heavy on our show. We're very music heavy. We get the occasional professional wrestler. We get the occasional
paranormal personality.
Arthur? Yeah. We've never had an Arthur.
We have not met an Arthur on the show.
Challenge accepted.
Let's do it. Maybe that Arthur can write.
I hope so. We've had authors, we've had actors, we've had movie producers, we've had the guy that's working on multi-camera concert experiences.
Yeah.
But we don't get nearly enough podcasters on the show.
I agree.
And today we have not only just podcasters, but network mates.
Yes.
And if you're into movies
and part of the world mates.
Well. Right. They're
Northeasterners.
Right. New Yorkers. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Spoil My Movie. Chris and Ellie.
Thanks so much for having us.
Hey, is it Ellie or L?
L.
Oh.
Okay. Like loser.
No, you know what's funny? It's like I was thinking Ellie, and then I saw it when we started, and I was like, I said it, and I was like, I think I'm wrong. It's spelled like L. We should probably go L.
Yeah.
And then I forgot to ask, and so I wanted to ask right after you said her name.
Yeah.
Well,
you said it already.
I know.
And that's what gave me the direction.
I wanted to make sure we both got it wrong.
Yeah. Two wrongs.
And then a right. Two wrongs and then a right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
But guys, thank you for joining us. I'm really excited to have you on. I really enjoy the show. It's a lot of fun. Basically, what they do is they take a movie, dissect it, pull it apart, look at all the inner workings and stuff, and have a little bit of fun debate and banter over it. And some of my favorites are the Peck-Offs. The Peck-Offs are really, really awesome. One of my favorite ones most recently was Darth Vader versus Thanos.
I like that one too.
And that was a good one. I'm still kind of like, so I basically said, I was like, and I think I said it on social media. I was like, well, is it Thanos with the glove? Because then Darth Vader's done.
You did.
But sans the glove, I don't know. Thanos is pretty.
He's a brute without the glove.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
So then it would be Darth Vader.
Vader's got the Force.
No, not in this competition. If it's physical skill, then the Force doesn't count as physical skill. So in our tiebreaker category for March Madness, we've got the cage match as the tiebreaker, and it's unarmed and only physical skills.
Okay.
See, then Thanos
everybody.
Thanos smash.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happens.
Exactly. Well, so
now if they have weapons though, I think a lightsaber cuts through any Thanos's big double blade thing.
But he's very nimble.
Lightsaber goes right through that.
That's true.
It's true.
Okay.
Right? It can cut through a blast door. It can cut through your sword.
Right. No, right? You're right. You're right.
Yep.
What I wanted to ask is because you guys are a couple and podcasting couples are could be a very interesting dynamic. Have any of these peck-offs really left the house divided?
I think we disagree at times, but it's not like something we're going to bed with. You know, like it's not a conflict that pervades other areas of our lives. I think
nobody's cooking going, Thanos, get you out of your mind.
I really took exception to the big purple dick aspect of the.
I mean, because you're not a woman. You're not a woman. Like I was trying to explain that your hot pocket is only so big. I
was going to bring that up. I love the term hot pocket.
Right. Right. That's the first time it's used here.
That's the first time I heard it used in that context.
Yes. Yeah. No. It applies. It works.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know, man. Like I feel like if it was like a debate kind of thing, I might hold on to some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris doesn't fit in the bed anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's because of my huge dog.
It's his big purple dog.
It's his big Thanos dog.
Yeah.
You know, so it hit close to home.
Yeah.
There are stores that sell
close
those.
to the bone, if you will.
All right. And they're witty too, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that before.
They're
true. Witty.
That's true.
They're on there.
Full of wit.
Exactly.
Full of wit and vinegar.
Yes.
But I think we had our closest to real conflict with one of our Oscar movies that we watched yesterday.
Oh yeah, so we checked out the film Anatomy of a Fall.
That's the one.
Okay.
And it like for some reason really hit him close to the bone, and it was he had all this rage suddenly, which I'm not very used to because Chris, as you can see, is a really happy-go-lucky guy most of the time. And so like, you know, we're talking about it and I'm mostly kind of listening and he's talking about it, but I'm like, whoa, I'm feeling a lot of anger like over here. Like, you know, I'm not the chick in the movie, right? And I had to tell him that before we went into our episode. I was just like, all right, so I need you to be sweet. Because like you got a lot of feelings going on, and just remember that you're not married to that lady. Like,
right.
Yeah, you're almost married to this one. We have a domestic partnership, so we call it an almost marriage. So yeah, he had a lot of feelings around it, and I had to kind of like check him a little bit, you know.
Hey, you know, sometimes you got to have the safe word for the shows.
Exactly, we don't.
Ours is
we should
Alabama.
establish one. What should it be?
Yeah.
You want to weigh in?
Ours is Alabama.
Yeah.
Alabama. Oh, that wouldn't work for us because sometimes we reference Forrest Gump. Alabama.
Mine's a reference from True Romance. Alabama Whirly.
Okay. Yeah, we need something that we never say. What do we never say? Low fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's never said here either.
We don't ever say
it's advertised in the title.
No. Yeah.
That's a 4-letter word.
Yeah.
Why would you bring that up?
It's just upsetting, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. My question is because I actually for a very short time had a podcast with my wife called Do I Have My Shit Together? Absolutely not, but I'm trying. She came up with the title. I liked it.
It's a good title.
We stopped it. But like that was more of a pandemic kind of thing, and this is sort of a pandemic kind of thing.
Right.
We did it out of necessity as two musicians that couldn't go to work,
Right.
if you will. So what exactly got you guys going into the world of podcasting? Because it's so fruitful with all of its rewards.
Such a bbig moneymaker.
Yeah. I had wanted to do a podcast years ago, and actually, we've had as a guest the person that I first brought this idea to. Her name is Gianna, and we were having a conversation not dissimilar to what we talk about on the podcast, and one of us said we should be recording this.
Yeah, well, we were always having really cerebral conversations after a movie. And I come from a psychology background, but I also have an audio engineering degree. And so I was like feeling like I wasn't putting that into use very much. And I was like, speaking about these movies, like I feel like there's a lot here that is very interesting to listen to if you're a movie nerd. And at the same time, it would be really nice if I can work on audio and really like make something that sounds good and feels good and can be a creative outlet for me. So, like I really have a fun time with these peckoffs because that's where I get to add some effects and some, some cool sounds and stuff and really sort of bolster those episodes. So I just felt like it was, finally going to let shine some of our creativity.
Yeah, it was the right people at the right time.
Was it always going to be a movie centric podcast? Was there ever any other kind of options? Were there other things like, we like to talk about this too? How do we narrow it down?
We talked about starting another one for Married at First Sight.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to pan out, but we've turned Married at First Sight into a game.
It's a competition.
It is, yeah. So we make predictions about what is now the 5 couples as to whether or not, as of their 6-week follow-up after Decision Day, are they still going to be together? And if someone gets everything right, what are they getting?
Well, it's changed over the years.
Yeah.
So like if you get all 5 right, you get like a video game or like a full, like a 60-minute massage or something like that, kind of like equal value, right?
Okay.
I think 1 year or 4 was like a blowjob for like 1 hour's worth of blowjobs.
Wow, that's like a
he won that one.
That's like a month's worth of blowjobs.
It's like twice a day.
That's if they're good.
Twice a day for a month.
Or one really bad one.
Right. Yeah.
Depending on inebriation levels. Yeah.
Also true.
That's
true. Yeah.
Depending. Yeah.
An inebriation level can be bad for both parties.
Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah. Not at the time.
Right.
Like at the time, you're like, I got this.
Right.
I'm
But
talking
you wake up in the morning, then the shame hits, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't have it."
I think at the 36-minute mark, both people are going, "Why are we doing this right now?"
No, the
36.
The sweet spot is getting him really, really drunk that he thinks he got the blowjob.
Right.
Oh, you didn't remember?
I
You
did the
remember,
thing.
right? It was
You
really
did
good,
little
right?
things.
Little tablespoon of vanilla on his lap. Just let that melt. Don't you see?
Oh, right.
Yeah, good
Did
time
you do
was had
something
by
different?
all.
Smells like ice cream.
Why does it smell like Haagen-Dazs? It was German role play.
Oh, God. Yeah. Is that how that happened?
Oh my God. Yeah, so another thing you guys do, it seems like you enjoy a little bit of karaoke. And let me tell you, you guys may love live band karaoke, but I don't think you love it more than this guy right next to me.
Oh, I don't know. We can give you a run for your money. Our first date was karaoke. We've done live band karaoke together at least once.
Times, like 2-3 times or so.
You win. I'll give it to you because I'm a bartender and I bartended live band karaoke for about 6 years. 7 years.
Wow, it was 7 years?
It's like 7 years.
I thought it was like 4.
Oh no.
That's a long time.
7 years of live band karaoke. So I have seen the best once.
Mm-hmm.
And I have seen less than the best a lot.
A lot.
I've
yeah.
acquired a karaoke nickname.
Oh, shit.
We were on.
Oh yes.
we were on vacation, and there was a little karaoke thing, and I sang "Living on a Prayer," and then we were just wandering. We stumbled upon a comedy club, and so we went in, and one of the openers was talking about, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't the opener, it was the headliner.
Yeah.
He was talking about how he had seen karaoke at this place, and there was this guy doing "Living on a Prayer," and he complimented me, and he was like, and he like was in a band in high school, and he makes his wife call him Danger, and and then the opener comes up to us and asked me if I was the guy from karaoke. And I said, yeah, figuring that they were going to call me out at the end of the show.
Right.
Because why else would you come seek confirmation? But instead of just calling me out, they called me up onto the stage to a cappella sing out the show with "Living on a Prayer."
And then he kind of blanked out because there was no soundtrack. So he's like, hold on. And they're like, any moment now, Danger.
So that is amazing.
Yeah, he'll chase me around.
I was going to say.
And I'm going to call you Danger from now on.
Yeah, right? It's so
Danger's
perfect.
his middle name.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Elle, what is your... So, well, Chris, you got Jet, you got Bon Jovi. Like, you got a pretty... It's a rock niche, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and like a stone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Chris
Those
Cornell.
90s
Chris Cornell,
songs.
too. Look at him
All
go.
right, but Elle, where's your sweet spot when it comes to the karaoke?
I'm a diva. Absolutely. Like I'll sing those like really hard to sing songs, like the Mariah songs, the Whitney songs, the Celine Dion songs. Those are actually kind of within my comfort zone. I have a pretty big range. And so I will, as you may have noticed on the show, I tend to be a little squeaky. Some of that squeakiness is expressed in karaoke.
I didn't know that "Prayin'" was a Kesha song.
Mm-hmm.
For the longest time.
Oh, yeah.
I had never heard the original. I had only ever heard her sing it. So when somebody else at work was playing it, I said, "Oh, who's doing this song?" And they said, "What do you mean? This is the original." I said, "Really? Oh, okay. I guess I never heard the original."
Yeah.
It was just her song to me.
See, I see the wig, and I'm just like, I want to hear her sing "Chandelier."
She does "Chandelier."
I do that very well, in fact. And people like, I get them to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and like, you know, they raise their glass and all, and they all chime in, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah,
that's.
I think we got to go to Queens and do some.
I think we might have to do some.
You
karaoke.
do. Right? You gotta come. We'll take you to the best gay bar we know, and we're gonna have a great time.
Okay, we're in.
Love it.
We're
I love
in
gay bars too.
Yeah, we've done some karaoke like a little bit.
Mhm.
Actually, we were doing work at a conference.
I've done a
one
number
the
of it
things.
just from work, but like me and you have done it a few times.
Yeah, and we actually did. We did one. We held we ran the karaoke at a conference. We do conferences, and this patient conference, we had a comedian come in and do his thing, and then they were like, "You think we could do karaoke?" And I was like,
"We can figure it out."
Yeah, let's figure it out. And we held the karaoke night.
We have mics and a sound system.
But the one time that we actually sang karaoke together was Evanescence.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
we'll bring
I
it
was
back.
Amy Lee.
I'm Amy Lee.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got that voice of a songbird.
Okay.
And this, I have been called by my mother, the songbird of my generation.
Yeah, like a cross between Fergie and Jesus,
Yes,
kind of.
Indeed.
I feel like Danger and Songbird is a buddy cop comedy.
I am so.
Oh,
you have
let's
no
write
idea.
that now.
There's like a potential album brewing here.
Right?
I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me. I'm the problem, it's me.
I don't think you have a problem. You know what the problem is? Nobody knows where to find us online. That's the problem.
Well,
They're
I think there's...
Sometimes I go to YouTube. Sometimes I want to go to Spotify. Sometimes, how do I know where I can find everything bacon?
You know what there is? There's one place that has everything, all encompassing. It's baconismypodcast.com.
A solution.
Exactly. You ever want to listen to our music?
Yeah.
Or know where to find us on YouTube?
Yeah.
Or on Apple Music?
Yeah.
Spotify?
Yes.
Maybe grab some shirts?
Check
Find
out
some
sponsor.
Find some sweet deals on some sodas from drinkwildbills.com, or maybe some beard product from Mythical Beards.
Maybe you want to pick up a Pondex.
Use the promo code BACON on all of those websites and get 10% off. But if you can't remember that, just go to baconismypodcast.com, hit sponsors. You're right there.
Yeah.
Tells you everything.
Find everything about us. Leave us a comment, ask us a question, and always remember to ask yourselves every single day,
What's your bacon?
what's your bacon?
I'm Chris,
And I'm Mel.
and together we host the podcast
Spoil My Movie. We were watching movies anyway.
And we were having in-depth conversations about those movies too.
So, we decided to share our thoughts with the world.
You can expect me to gripe about inaccurate details like supposedly cold weather, but you can't see anyone's breath.
And you can expect me to be totally adorable, but also psychologically deep.
And by the end of each episode, we'll provide our respective ratings.
Using a rating scale custom tailored to the movie in question.
Check us out wherever you get your podcasts.
We're everywhere. We're actually behind you right now.
For sure, but I think we need to do a little crossover.
What's your karaoke song?
My karaoke song is one of three things.
Mhm.
I will either go, like if it's a standard karaoke,
Right.
I'll do "Wanted Dead or Alive." That's always
Excellent.
number
That's a good one.
one. I will do "Waterfalls,"
Excellent.
which we've talked about on the show.
Yep.
TLC Waterfalls?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Don't go chasing.
And number three is "Hey Ya."
Another great one.
Oh, I love Hey Ya.
Yeah,
All
Another
right.
great one.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't
If it's
help
not-
but pop my booty to Hey Ya.
It's the happiest
Nice.
sad song.
But like if it's a deeper catalog and like if somebody has like a Deftones or a Kill Switch song, I'll be
Right.
like,
Then you're in.
I'll
right.
do one of those, and I'll
We never
run
have
people out of the
anything
bar.
besides Change when it comes to the Deftones catalog.
Right.
They've got Change, maybe Hole in the Earth.
This one guy used to have Back to School.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
All right.
Back to School and My Own Summer he had, and I was like,
Wow.
we're gonna
for
run
me, I
some
want
people out this
Passenger.
bar. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm usually I'm good for You Ought to Know.
yeah,
Morissette.
Oh, that's a good
fantastic,
song.
fantastic.
I'm good for Just a Girl, no doubt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like to
Yep.
pull that one out. And then if it's a dude song, then it's going to be some kind of 80s,
Mhm.
power thing. I'll do a Bon Jovi or a Journey or a
Mhm.
Bon Journey.
Bon Journey or something somewhere in there. I've done like Incubus a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Those
right.
are always kind of like those are easy. You can kind of
Filler.
grab one. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, it's
like, even though I still sing like these more kind of dynamic songs, the truth is though, sometimes I just want to go have fun. So I'll sing something like from Genuine, like Pony or something like that.
yes.
Just something fun and weird that like you would never think that I would sing that, but I totally love singing guy songs all the time.
What about End
Yeah.
of Night? To like the song that's going to shred your voice. You know that it will be the last song you sing for the
Mhm.
night. What would you do?
Like you're stupid drunk and your voice, like all the more uncomfortable notes have dropped off.
Mm,
Oh man,
that's a tough one.
that is a tough one.
That's a really tough one.
because I'd normally go for I'd grab like a used song.
Ah, nice. What?
I've,
like
I've never
Rock-
seen a
Rock
used
Objects?
song on a.
I've seen
Karaoke.
I've seen Taste of Ink before. I've done
Yeah.
Taste of Ink before. But I'd pick something like that. But usually like the karaoke's like skip the 2000s
2010s.
and 2010s entirely for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm either grabbing something from like I'll grab like a Soundgarden or I'll grab like a Skid Row, and those will
Oh,
shred
I
my
love
voice
that.
out.
Yeah.
I'll do like I Remember You or something like that, and I'll be like, all right, I'm going for the note.
I wanted to kick back to the Genuine thing because one of my old bands.
Let's always kick back to Genuine.
Yeah, right. Exactly. He was like in a commercial or a movie recently.
Was he?
And I forgot what it was,
Really?
but it was like they kept on like going back to him. They're like, and don't forget about Genuine. He goes, hey, it's kind of like it was really that was like his part.
That's fantastic.
I don't remember what it was. I'll have to look it up. But
awesome.
One of my bands, we wrote this love song, a conflicted love song, and it was popular within the like the local scene. And but to us, the bridge was always shit, like absolute shit. We shouldn't have written it and recorded it and released it that way. And one time we were like, all right, we're gonna replace it completely. How are we gonna replace it? And I was like, we're gonna do Genuine Pony. And
hell yeah,
we did because I mean, like when it comes to any cover, and I'm sure you guys could like attest to it. When you see an original band play a song, after the first chorus, you're like, okay, you played the song.
I get it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear I don't want to hear verse 2. I don't
care about the bridge.
I'm good.
Unless it's like an important bridge.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did the first verse and the chorus of Pony in that little spot.
Solid.
So you're not the only one who loves the Genuine. It's in the cockles of my heart too.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
It just brings me back to an era.
Right?
It does. Like that song was an era.
Yes.
Like that overtook the world for a little while.
The
What
gay
about-
bar loves it
Oh
when
my
she does
gosh.
that
Yeah,
song.
yeah. The gay bar goes nuts.
You just hear that keyboard at the beginning of it. That
Well, I found a guitar effect that was just like a quack. It was just like a bleh, bleh, bleh. And it's awesome.
it's the same effect as Bon Jovi "Living on a Prayer."
Yeah, right.
Wow. It's the same thing. They just keep bringing it back for new hits.
Oh, dude, you know what's in the same vein? Next, Too Close.
I don't know that one.
Yeah.
I remember
Okay,
that
yeah,
song.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
You
baby
remember
when we
it.
grind.
Right? Yeah.
So excited.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one. We should
Just
cover
can't
that one.
Let's do it.
Let's cover that one.
We're
next.
gonna cover that.
We're gonna remake that.
Featuring
We're
you
gonna
guys
have
if you
to
want.
come see you guys play at some point.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Well, so we're in separate bands, but then we just recently, like around Halloween, did our collective. He and I have written
Our
music
first
together.
time Bacon is My Passion show.
Yeah. We like the songs that we wrote were way heavier than what he normally does.
Yeah.
Little not as heavy as what I usually do.
Right.
And then also Death Be a Woman.
And Death Be Woman, yes. Which
No.
ended up being our closer.
No. It was a
Was it?
second
Second to
one.
closer, yeah,
Second
yeah.
one.
Okay. Well, what's the closer?
Closer
that
was
Every Word You Say.
Every Word You Say. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is also very different from the rest of the stuff.
Right. Which is very pop rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But-
We're all over the place, but he's got a band called Something Heavy. You should check it out. They're
Okay.
Already
crazy
done.
good.
They're okay.
Yeah.
Crazy good. And I have a band called Craving Strange. That's more rock,
Fantastic. band.
like Cheap Trick and Foo Fighters in a fist fight.
I was thinking of Cheap Trick earlier when you were like covering different bands. I love that one that's like da 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 da. And it feels so lonely. Do you remember the one?
Oh yeah. What song is that?
Dun, dun, dun,
I'm
dun.
going
The Flame?
crazy. The
Flame.
flame. Thank you.
Yeah.
It would have bothered
Yeah.
me not getting
Yeah.
to that.
I will be the flame.
Yeah, there you go.
I love that song.
El, so you were talking about how you were into audio and you have a degree in audio engineering. What got you into that? Because that
Especially with psychology, like where you like, I guess psychology and audio engineering, you're gonna tour with a band.
Yes.
That's what that preps you for.
So I was in prison. No, really, I was in prison. So
Okay.
I was in prison. I was
She
working.
worked there.
I was working there to clarify, but I was working there for like 5 years, and it was just so routine and just nothing changed. I wasn't learning anything new, and as like I mentioned, about my bacon,
Right.
that I just felt really stuck, and I was trying to think about how to get into music more, how to make my own more. And I was at the time really messing around with like GarageBand, making original songs, like really not having a good concept of how to do that. So like raw skills, like I was able to put together really pretty songs, but they were, there was distortion. There was like all of these problems with it.
Right.
And so I started taking like free courses online, and I started to do audio stuff. And I was like, I think that this really interests me. So while I was in prison, I was getting a degree also in audio. I went part-time at night, and I was like so in a way out of my depth because I was the oldest person there. I was also the only girl there. And I was in a group full of 19, 20-year-olds, and I was already like 31 or something. And so, it was an interesting time because I was like, I felt like almost like a Hermione Granger, and a mother hen in a way. Like everybody was always like, do you have the questions to the quiz? And I felt like I was in high school again, but I was just like too old. I was that kid that was like left back a million times.
Super duper. No, you were the narc. You were the narc.
And they were all high. And I was just like, and they were, oh my God, they were high all the time. Like trying to get a clear sentence out of them was difficult. And so, but I was the top of my class, not surprisingly, because I was the only one sober, really. So, and so I got this degree, and the funny thing is that at the time too, like, I was like meeting people that were really, really interesting. And so like, I never really went full-fledged into it. Once I graduated, what happened is that I got a promotion in my real life, and then sort of ended up sticking there. But like music is always a passion. And that's why the podcast really means a lot to me, because it feels like this is a way for me to channel some of that. And as I learn piano, I'm hoping to continue making original music.
Nice. That's awesome.
Now, Chris, do you contribute at all to the original music and whatnot? Do you guys?
Yeah, you're a guitar player, right?
I have played some guitar. I actually haven't played any guitar in quite some time now because of a shoulder issue. Well, a shoulder issue. It's like, how long do I want to hurt for playing for an afternoon?
Remember, he has a big purple dick, so the shoulder.
It's true. The shoulder. Right. You got to switch hands, bud.
I have to have
ambidextrous.
Both hands because it's enormous. So really takes away from my guitar playing. But so I have contributed kind of minimally to editing. I do most of our social media besides TikTok, which I refuse to do. I've done what few videos we have on YouTube have been from me. So there is a division of labor, but I have not written any music for the podcast at this point.
It's so funny you were talking about the TikTok thing, and I was back in October. It used to be that like everybody's like, you got to do TikTok, you got to do TikTok, you got to do it, you got to do it. And now we finally figured it out. We got this thing that's going to help us make TikTok videos and whatnot. And it was like, you just got to get 450 followers, and then you can go live, and then that puts you into another like thing. And they I believe it was January, they just changed it to 1,000 followers to go live.
Right?
And we hit 450 followers, and we just hit it like a couple weeks ago.
And now Snapchat's making a big push to come back.
What?
Yeah.
I don't want to learn another thing.
They're trying to corner the market as being the anti-social media app.
But it's social media.
Like, less social media, more fun, more photos, less about the likes, more about the interaction, like things like that. That's their whole thing, which just lets you know that in the next probably 6 months, there's probably going to be a huge ad campaign that's going to shift away from the social media aspect of everything. So So we're all about to get screwed on that if we're learning it now. So it's you know what it's going to do? We're going to learn how to do it, and it's going to flip around to what we were all wanting to do in the beginning. It's just like, can we just like talk to people and like have fun and enjoy? It's going to be like, you know what you need to do? You need to just concentrate on talking to people and having fun.
God, what a crazy concept.
Yeah. Yeah, I discovered this cool new thing called conversation.
Yeah, it's
and
insane.
eye contact.
It's so funny.
We were cynical friends who are like my anti-social media. Not anti-social media, but anti-social media.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I like anti-social media.
I like that.
I like that.
I like that saying.
That's going to be a shirt.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's going to be a shirt.
Split shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Split shirt. Find it on Spoil My Movie.
Spoil My Bacon.
Send me a design by Friday, or it's just ours.
Didn't you just interview somebody who had like a split LP?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
So,
which is awesome. I love those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we could do that with a shirt. It'll be half bacon, half
we actually did that before. We did that with having a Thor Day.
Yeah.
Right. With Manic Pixie, where it was we sent money to like a mental health foundation type of charity. And it was having
a Thor Day.
Day.
We were talking about Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, and about like
Endgame,
Fat Thor and that whole thing. But going on what you were saying about like having actual conversations, it's so funny because we were just in California for the last week, and I was talking to my girlfriend about this, and I may have talked to you about this too. Is I was like, we were in like Disney and Universal and all those places, so you're just in the vicinity of human beings, right? So you would think that there'd be a lot of like interactions because you're avoiding human beings at all spots, right? And there's a certain age where, and right now, I think like young kids are starting to get told by their parents, because I heard a lot of parents that were probably our age going, remember to say, excuse me, remember your manners, remember to do this, remember to do that, right? But anything older than like 11, probably to like 25, if you came into the same space with them, they just look at you and they don't say anything.
Really?
I'm not surprised.
Just blank stare, just unable to just create any. They're just like,
Wow. Well, that doesn't surprise me.
I'm just noticing it.
I didn't make that. You're right, though. You're totally
over and over again. Like I'm in somebody's like trying to get past me, and I'm like, excuse me. That's the way it goes. Let's go.
Yeah. The thing is,
and they just stop.
It's really interesting because, like, we have these things called mirror neurons in our brain, and we literally use these to learn from other people's behavior so that we can copy them, and that's how people learn and evolve, right? But like, especially, you have to remember that a lot of these kids are affected by the pandemic, and a lot of them didn't get to socialize.
Oh yeah, that for 3 years we're learning to socialize through a screen.
Yeah,
and so now when they interact with humans, they think they're on a frozen screen. They freeze.
But dude, they're 25.
They're the spinning wheel of doom, is what they are. Because I look at them and I'm like, you're loading right now. I see you loading.
I'm willing to accept that, like within a certain very narrow age group. But if that's not you, if you weren't, let's say, in your lower single digit ages to upper single digit to lower double digit,
to like
right in that tween area, I could understand that would affect you a lot. But if you're 20, stop.
Get your shit together.
Just stop fucking around. I know that you know manners, so just use it.
Yeah.
Just because you didn't have to have any for 3 years, doesn't mean you abandon them all.
I got to tell you, like with my son, my son is 10, and he went to, I believe it was second grade that the pandemic happened, or first or second, I don't remember. And it was one of those things where we can tell a major difference if we give him more screen time versus not.
Yeah,
and he has friends that will literally come here, like over the summer. It was like, all right, man, I'm going to set up the slip and slide. He's like, yeah, can I invite so-and-so? And I was like, yeah, hell yeah, that's great. You guys go outside, have fun, enjoy yourself on the slip and slide. The kid comes.
Hurt yourself, not a lot, but
right. The kid comes and he's like, can we go on our iPads? And I was like, you brought an iPad to
a slip and slide?
To a slip and slide? Like, fucking really?
Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild, the parenting that went on.
It's
like, I you know what? Like, I do have to, like, I have to shout out Jen, my wife, she's a speech pathologist.
Okay.
And she is, like, hardcore into, like, knows the effects of these things on education and all that kind of stuff. And she kept them away from it. Like, she's like, okay, well, if you're going to be on that for school all the time, like, figure out your shit. Go outside.
When
go
we're
downstairs.
home, we can't do it. Yeah.
Play with figures. Play with Barbie dolls. Like, whatever it is. Like, go figure out your shit that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have friends that, have very different parenting styles. I have a friend that's German, and she really grew up in a really different era, different country and everything. So she's like really into the wilderness and everything. And I noticed how much she just limited that accessibility. And then her kids are so incredibly athletic. You give a kid, one of her kids, like a skateboard, and he's like doing tricks within an hour because he's wired, to be athletic at this point. Like, and
and he's been climbing stuff, so he already has balance, and he already has you know.
And also socially, they're way better than a lot of the kids I interact with because they're I feel like there's going to continue to be a decline in some of these like social skills because they now, I mean, even just think about it, like kids now have access to screens so early on. They don't have the musculature to write like we used to write in school, right? Like we used to do penmanship and all this stuff.
They're completely glossing over cursive.
Well, and typing too, because they're great with their thumbs.
Well,
but they can't type for shit.
Well, they do have typing class. I can tell you they do actually have that. When my son was very, very early on, it must have been like kindergarten, first grade. They actually gave him a ditto paper of a keyboard, and he would have to practice every day. Yeah, wow. Yeah, legit. They had to practice every day.
Nice.
Yeah.
But are you guys from the New York burbs, like originally?
He is.
I am.
I'm not. I'm from the Midwest originally.
I'm a Long Islander.
Yeah.
Okay. So I grew up in Westchester, and I did live in Long Island for like a decade-ish. And
I apologize.
Good for you getting out.
But to Queens. I don't know.
I made him a Queens boy.
Hey man. Queens, you're out.
Queens is still on Long Island.
Right.
That's true.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. A lot of people don't.
I know a lot of people are like, oh no, Queens is separate. No, it's part of the same island.
Yeah.
Relax.
Exactly. You don't have to take a bridge
just
to get from
your
Maine
shit's
to Queens.
closer together doesn't mean you're not a part of the same. No.
It's a landmass.
Yeah.
I'm getting pretty excited because it's almost time to grill.
It's always time to grill. You know why?
I know.
Because I use grillyourassoff.com. All their stuff is fucking fantastic.
Well, I will say you don't even have to grill outside, even though you do all year round. I don't all year round, but I use all their stuff inside as well.
Yes, exactly.
So I still get the flavors.
Exactly. Everything from their seasoning to their sauces to their hot sauces. And you know what? They also provide delicious snacks.
They do. We actually tried some on the show. We got some cowboy-style beef jerky right here. Their jerky is really, really good.
It's really flavorful, really delicious, and you can have your own. If you go to grillyourassoff.com,
Indeed.
If you go to grillyourassoff.com, use a promo code BACON, and you get 10% off your entire order.
Nice.
And not only will you be helping us out, but you'll be helping out veterans and first responders. Yeah. Because this company is veteran owned, and it's super badass, and we love these guys. Almost a day one sponsor with this show.
That's true.
And we are going to support them forever. Super
cool guys. Check out their site. Check it out. Taste the freedom. If you don't know what you want to get, go ahead and use their product finder quiz.
Yes.
Set yourself up. Figure something out right now over at grillyourassoff.com.
And always remember to ask yourself,
what's your bacon?
what's your bacon?
Or what's on your bacon?
Bunker bacon bourbon barbecue sauce. That's what's up.
What's up, fam?
Yeah.
Bacon listeners? Ever wanted to help out the show? Ever wanted to know a little bit more about what goes on behind the scenes here at Bacon?
Perhaps keep these glasses a little bit fuller.
Mine's empty.
Yeah. Go over to patreon.com/baconismypodcast where you can get additional content, including tastings.
Yeah, you can get cooking shows.
You can get early ad-free shows.
That's right.
And at even the lowest tier, come participate with us every week in our discussion and drinks episode where we hang out with you, our BIMP squad.
You're a part of the show. Join us, hang out, weigh in on everything that we're talking about, weigh in on everything, maybe be a part of the show.
Exactly.
It's happened.
Join the BIMP squad.
Yeah.
Get your first week for free over
right
at
now.
patreon.com/baconismypodcast.
What's your bacon?
The bridge is after
Right.
you.
With 4 counties.
Right, exactly.
So, but I grew up in the burbs, and it used to be super common that kids would just get together and they would go to the movie theater or they would go, wherever, but they were out and about. They were riding their bikes, they were walking, they were rollerblading. However they got to where they were going, they were out and about and amongst themselves. And now the streets are fucking desolate.
Yeah.
Like when I lived in Long Island, I started actually paying attention because my son was little and there were just no kids, no community backyards.
It's wild, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
sad.
What happened to Manhunt?
Right?
Oh, Manhunt.
Right.
Let's bring back Manhunt.
I had
Yes.
Manhunt in the Midwest. We just did that shit in the woods.
Right. It was way cooler.
That shit was crazy.
Well, I used to like jump
You get
into
shot with a
bushes.
BB gun. You laugh. I've been shot with a BB gun.
I've been shot with a BB gun.
That sucks.
Just because I live in the burbs doesn't mean Halloween I haven't been shot with a BB gun.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
I got eggs last year.
and it's like what?
Yeah.
That's
Really?
amazing.
Wait,
See?
what?
And you got to applaud those kids. You got to applaud those kids. You got to be like, hey, at least they're outside. At least they're outside.
Like fucking Al, but also you're good.
You're assholes, but you threw real eggs. You threw them with your hands.
Exactly.
Good job.
Way to get out there.
But how old were they?
I don't know. They
Although
drove
they were
away.
30,
At least
and
one of
those
them was
count.
16.
Yeah, right. They're 30. You're right.
Nice to know I'm still a loser.
I actually one year I was shot with a fire extinguisher.
Oh,
And
okay.
then they like a group of friends, they cornered, shot with a fire extinguisher, and then took BB guns and just like firing squad style.
Oh, yeah.
That's
And,
some saw shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had
That
shaving
was some-
cream fights, which was just an excuse for everybody to touch each other in the privates. That's what,
Hey,
that's what
nothing
that
wrong with
was.
that.
That's
We
what that
should help
was.
them.
I was like, I'm gonna put this shaving cream down your pants. That's what that was.
Yeah. I've had one of those.
Yeah.
I've had one of those. And yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're correct.
All right.
We were 30.
I was way younger, but yeah, it's fine.
When I was 30, I had a pool. It was
I had a
it
pool
was good
growing
times
up.
in the
It was awesome.
backyard.
It was awesome.
I don't want a pool.
No, you don't.
I don't want a
When
pool.
you're a kid, you want
A
a pool.
lot of
You don't want one as an adult.
responsibility.
It's
You gotta
just
clean
a
it.
never-ending job.
Yeah.
And every year when you reopen that pool, something is broken. You
Yep.
need a new motor for the filter. You need the new the thing
The
that
line.
catches the DE inside
Yep.
the filter tub. And it's one thing after another.
There's a microscopic hole somewhere that you got to pay someone to find.
I learned from my parents because we didn't have the room for a pool, but they did have a hot tub. And I learned
It's a lot of work too.
it's just as much, if not more.
Yeah, it's worse because of the temperature.
Yeah.
And it like they kept it going all year round, and just literally every time they opened it, they were like, "Fuck, new jet, fuck,
Well, that's
knew
you,
this,
that-
fuck, knew this."
You
fuck,
have
knew
to
this."
keep
And
it-
I was like,
You
Sweet.
got to run it all year.
Never
you
again.
Can't, you can't shut it down.
"Right,
Yeah.
no,
You cannot shut it down.
The secret
Otherwise, you're fucked.
success is to find a friend who has a pool.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we had a partially submerged or mostly submerged above ground pool. So you couldn't fully empty it. Meaning in the winter,
It had to stay.
Those words confuse me.
You would, so it was an above ground pool that they like dug a hole and put it into. So it needed to have water in it at all times, even in the off season. Otherwise, the dirt would collapse
for the weight. Yeah,
exactly. So we would drain like 2.5, 3 feet, and we had like these floats and stuff. And my ex-father-in-law used to come over and give me a hand when I needed it, which was usually.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, we had the full in-ground pool, and I remember like my dad's one of those dads that when he gives you chores, there's a time limit to those chores, and the time limit is how long it has to take. Otherwise, he makes you do it again.
Wow.
So it's like the pool is going to take you a minimum of an hour to clean. If it takes you less than an hour to clean it, you didn't do it right, and you have to do it again.
Wow!
And you're like, Jesus, man, I'm faster than you.
And did he let you in on the time frame for penalty in advance, or you just had to find out through trial and error?
No, he would tell me in advance, because he'd be like, it is this o'clock. You have minimum till this o'clock that you're going to be working on this.
Okay.
Because I would always, because my thing is, whenever I was given chores, I was like, what time am I free? Give me a time. Give me a time that I'm free.
Well, you were smart. You were like, okay, I've done this before.
Right. I'll do all these things, but you give me a time my time limit where I'm off.
Right.
I'm working for this many hours.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my expectation for an employer. Like,
right? Exactly.
When 5 comes, I'm gone, baby.
I was like, this is commerce. We need to make a deal here.
It's capitalism, baby. Like,
exactly.
It's super interesting. It's super interesting because like I have a job where I work from home, and time expectations are still like there. I don't know if you guys have an at-home job or whatever.
I don't.
I
But
don't.
But
either.
like one of those things where it's like, cool, I have my shit together, and I get my ducks in a row, and I execute this job in an hour as opposed to 3, like a lot of people, because they're getting paid 9 to 5,
right?
And it takes them 3 hours to get through it.
But
I'm gonna do it in an hour, and then you know what I'm gonna do with those 2 hours? Something fucking else.
Yeah.
Right.
But when I worked in an office, like I would find myself bantering with a friend because it was the same situation. It was just that like I would get a certain amount of work done.
Right. But you were stuck there.
And I was stuck there, but I would go do fuck all like in the other quarter with a friend, right? Because like my whole day needed to be dedicated to work because there was only a certain amount of things to do.
Right. It's being a productive person is incredibly hard, I found.
Well, it's not hard to do.
No. But it's hard to like.
There's walls set up around you that make it hard to do.
Right, because everybody else is like, "Well, you did that already." And it's like, "Yeah, can I go now?" Well, no. Do this now, and it's like,
right.
Okay,
now the expectations get so high.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it in an hour. I'm gonna do my rest of my day, and at 3 o'clock, I'll send this email.
Right, and I'll tell you it's done.
And I'll complete it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's smart.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting. I mean, you saw that with COVID. It was like they found out that letting people kind of work on their own time was way more productive. It's like, give me a salary, tell me what needs to be done. Everything's going to be done, and leave me the fuck alone.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And if you hire the right people and you give them that, not only will they get everything done, but you'll have a happy workforce because they'll also be able to do other things in their lives that need to be done.
Right.
I can't because I don't work at home, I can't tell you like the 40 minutes that I'm driving to work. I'm like, oh my God, I could be doing this. I could be doing this. But I'm not. I'm sitting in my car. And then the 40 minutes driving home from work, I'm like, oh my God, okay. So this is 80 minutes of my day that I'm not being paid, that I'm sitting in my car in New York traffic, this sucks ass.
Yeah.
I could get so much done.
I also noticed that your energy level is completely different when you work from home versus work in an office. Like when 3 comes, I like die. Like I just like shut off and I just can't anymore. I'm like, what am I doing here? Like I don't have the energy anymore. I come home completely spent. When I'm here at home, I get my work done and then I like go run an errand or something like that. But it feels like almost like the break reinvigorates me and I don't need a nap. I don't crash when I'm home.
Well, and you can, because you can work on your own time too. You can take that break. You can go, I'm going to take 5 minutes. And instead of 5 minutes staring into my phone or walking around the building I work at, I'm going to spend 5 minutes on something I need to get done or that I like to do, or I'm going to play with my dog, or I'm going to, do something that I like. And then I'm going to kind of be jolted. I'm going to be back in and I'm going to come back in. Because while I'm doing all that, I'm still thinking of other angles or other ways that I can do things. And I approach things with a different, it's just much more productive, I find.
That's
like,
I love that. It is fantastic.
I mean, I work in IT and most of the time I'm in the office, but occasionally I'm at a client site. And I really do like the feeling of being at the office. It helps me to feel like I'm at work, to actually be at work and put on that work base and put on that work behavior. And I when I work from home, which I have the option of doing like once a week, and I don't, because when I work from home, I just don't feel like I've gone to work. I don't feel like I've had the opportunity to put on that mask, to take on that role. And I don't enjoy it. And I was surprised to find this out about myself, much like I was surprised to find out that I'm an introvert. And it turns out I'm just like a very sociable introvert.
I feel like you would do very poorly if you won the lotto. Like, you gotta be like, what do? I want to go to work.
You know what? Yeah. He could buy himself an office to walk to.
That's true.
Oh, there you go.
But I mean, that makes sense though, because you have an office to walk to.
Well, no, but
right, like you're working.
But
from
honestly, for me, I actually had a hard time adjusting.
Yeah,
for a little while. So Jen had a hard time as well when she changed over to working from home to whatever. There is an adjustment period, because if you're in that mindset of, okay, well, I'm going to be here and I'm going to stay there and I'm going to be there 10 hours a day. I'm going to be there, or I'm going to be there 55, 60 hours a week. Like that's your mindset. That's just your mindset. And you're able to take yourself out of home and immerse yourself in that work. And then when you're done, like Elle said, it's like, okay, well, I'm fucking done. Like, this is it. I'm done. Like, don't talk to me. That's why everybody does takeout, like
exactly.
It just is what it is. But like to Chris's point, like I said, when I started working from home, I had a hard time initially, because it was like, well, how do I, like, what do I do to kind of make that separation, and stuff?
How do I keep it so that people aren't walking in and asking me to do things or needing me for things, or
or
just taking me out of the mindset, wanting to spend time with me?
But not even that, just also those when you're working from home, those expectations, how do I keep them in check, but also keep myself in check, right? Mm-hmm. So if I can accomplish something in an hour, where if I were to go into an office and take me 3 hours, I'm going to do that. And if the bosses see me do 3 hours worth of work in 1 hour, well, then what do I have to do to make that work at home?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm going to start an hour later. I'm going to do it. And then once I'm done, I'm going to go inside and I'm going to feed the dogs or play with the dogs, or, make lunch, as opposed to, then when I'm done with lunch, as opposed to just like working ad nauseum for 3 hours, I'm going to come back here, gloss over it 15 minutes and go, okay, well, these are the changes I need to make, and then send it off. You know,
Sure. Right.
I feel like my work has been better from it. But Chris, I could tell like I need sometimes like I felt like I needed to be pulled away from it, but it's an adjustment.
I'm sure also like if you were doing all your work from your living room versus out here, it'd be a whole different world.
But the other thing too is like this is my creative space too. So sometimes when I come in here and I do that and I'm like, oh well, work. And I'm like, no.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So big things like as far as working from home, and Elle, I'm sure you could probably attest to this. Number one, wake up and take a shower and get dressed. That is the biggest thing, because a lot of people work from home and not get dressed in the morning and just like roll out of bed and like, all right, I'm gonna fucking work. That doesn't work. Get up, get dressed, get showered, get refreshed, get ready to go.
I think everybody's different, you know, in that way, because honestly,
that's her way of saying no. I don't do that.
That's her way of going like,
okay,
hell no, dude. I'm in jammies.
You know what? I'm actually a sleepyhead, and this is getting better for me. But I'm a sleepyhead. So what I do is I bring my laptop in. When my alarm goes off, I wake myself up with work. I turn on the laptop and I start to ramp up to the day, because I'm like, now, you know, the brain is churning. And once that's done, then I can go on with my routine. And that works for me. But I think that also it really, really matters if you're like the kind of person that needs a lot of structure in your life and that kind of thing. I'm very self-disciplined. So like I can really, you know, I can be very adaptable in most situations, but that's a very fortunate sort of quality that I have. I know people that do just completely fall apart without structure. And this was definitely the case with like ex-boyfriends like that I had. A lot of them were military. I had a type for a while. So a lot of them, when they left that military, it was just like they would dissolve as people, because they no longer had somebody riding them, telling them what to do. And they could not go through like a softer institution like a school and be on top of their stuff, because they needed to have that incredible amount of structure. I don't need that personally. Like I create my own structure.
Well, I feel like that's a different personality type too.
Sure.
You know, like that's, and listen, I'm going to say this now. Thank you to anybody who serves us.
Absolutely.
And helps us, you know, does the military thing.
Are you about to say something shitty?
I think so.
That almost sounded like a with all due respect.
No.
Like
no offense, but
no, you know what? Say what you will.
Say what you will.
But I do think that a decent amount of people who go into the military are those people who don't necessarily have structure and seek that structure and get that structure from that.
Why do we always send the poor?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the only thing that came to my head.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Can't hate on
Can't.
I'm a big supporter of the military. I've dated half of the arts of the servicemen.
I don't need to know this, okay?
You know what, Elle, I'm going to be honest with you. I've
so is he.
I've dated a lot of the girlfriends of those military people.
Homewrecker.
Overseas.
Homewrecker. Oh man,
there was a time.
You're saucy. I thought that was me. That's you.
No, that was me.
Damn.
And it wasn't. Whatever. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't totally my fault.
It's not totally your fault.
No.
I get it. I was legally married when we got together, but like separated.
Yeah, I didn't know this actually for a few months. So
but
like
of course
said
you
it.
did.
I said it.
When we were on our first
you don't
date,
lead with that. You lead with, "Are you going to be my girl?"
Yeah, exactly.
But on our first date, there was a lot of loud music. So I heard divorce and I said, "Oh, that's great. He's divorced." And then one day we're in the car and he's driving. Thankfully, he's driving, right? And he's just like, "Yeah, when I get divorced." I was like, in my head, like, wait.
You didn't hear the soon to be line.
Yeah.
I was already his girlfriend at this point, and I'm like,
Elle,
wait a
you
minute.
Jezebel. You can't spell
No.
can't spell Jezebel without L.
But when I sang the song, it was "Are you going to be my side piece?"
My Sunday side.
It doesn't
Yeah,
rhyme as well, so he just went with the real thing.
Right.
But it works.
Yeah.
But also this is recorded. So by the way, they were not dating while he was not divorced.
It's okay. We were
Hey
in.
man, he
divorce
said it, not
proceedings.
us. It's all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is
We offer the
finally
information.
divorced.
We're just
Yeah,
broadcasting.
when I finished my divorce, we had a divorce party. I was dressed as William Wallace, and she was dressed as the Statue of Liberty. And this way, I could intermittently yell out "Freedom!"
Right.
Which he
That's
did, and
fantastic.
he had the right to do. Yeah.
It's good times.
That's
We had pictures.
fantastic.
I was pitched for my band to be an annulment party band. I never wanted to play weddings, but I did always want to play annulments.
Yeah, why not?
You know?
Divorce
That's a
parties are
niche.
becoming really popular, so
They are.
there's
They are
there's
becoming
definitely
very
a good
popular.
market there.
I mean, there are a few
Yeah,
things more
there's
worth
fun.
celebrating.
Interesting.
And that's the place to pick up if you're going to be a crasher.
Right. Oh yeah, because it's everybody's like, I'm free now.
Right?
But well, do you still invite like the couples too, right?
Yeah, but you know what?
But
It's like
they
Vegas.
don't
Divorce parties
come.
are like Vegas.
Yeah.
No, well, so Chris, if a couple comes, right?
Mhm.
Do you have like if a couple comes, do you have like the custody battle there?
Well, at my divorce party, we invited couples, but not a single one showed up. If it was a person who was a part of a couple, the other person did not come.
Right.
That's interesting. Because I feel like with people that have divorced in my life in the past it's been one of those things where you're kind of like, yeah, saw that coming.
Mhm.
And I feel like Jen and I would definitely go.
So I feel like divorce parties should just be big hookup events. It should be all like ice luges and glory holes.
Totally.
I'm in agreement.
You got the right idea.
Yeah,
now-
I mean, if that's a divorce party, we probably wouldn't attend.
Right?
But if it was
Riding
like
my pony.
if it was
That's just the
like, if
soundtrack to our lives.
if it was like one of those things where you're like, cool, let's go celebrate. I was right all along.
Right.
I think that's something I would attend, and so would Jen.
Right.
And you sing, "Are you going to be my ex?"
Right.
I wonder how you could shoehorn that into Jet.
You find a way.
Yeah, no. "Are you going to be my ex?" That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, but there's verses and stuff like that. I would hold you accountable for the verses, Chris.
Okay.
That's true.
Challenge
That's true.
accepted.
You got to do it all.
I'll have for you by 5 p.m. Monday.
Good. Good.
You still gotta get you
It
that
just-
artwork by Friday. So.
Yeah.
I just lazily change one word.
Yeah. Are you gonna be my ex? There's
Yeah.
other words
Yeah.
to that
There are
song.
other words, but I'm confident that I could do it.
Don't pull the wool over our eyes. We know that. Guys, we really enjoyed hanging with you, and doors always open for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
we
have
took up a lot of your
fun.
time here.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But before we head out, let everybody know where they can find everything Spoil My Movie.
Everything Spoil My Movie is on like every podcast platform. If you search Spoil My Movie, you will find it. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, YouTube. You can pretty much just type in Spoil My Movie because no one else is asking for that. So if you Google that, you'll probably find one or more of our things. And you can always just email us at spoilmymovie@gmail.com and find us. Or call us at 646-926-0529 and leave us a voicemail.
Nice.
That's dangerous.
That is dangerous. I like that.
I love it.
I like that.
Well, Danger. Hello.
Yeah, exactly.
It's his middle name.
Chris
Or his first
Danger.
name.
Call me now.
Call me now. I love it. I love it. I love it, guys.
Amazing.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out and doing the thing with us.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about movies. So everybody that's listening, go check out Spoil My Movie to hear about movies. Right? Yes. Check them out. Check out the contest. Check out the
peck-offs.
The peck-offs. Right? See,
we got March Madness going on right now.
That's right. March Madness is going on right now.
Yeah.
What's a peck-off they should definitely check out? What's one that you're particularly proud of?
You take it.
I was going to say, which one was the one with Venom initially?
Oh, the first one with Venom was I don't remember.
Was it Alien versus?
Alien?
No.
I don't remember.
Predator.
We've done so many of these.
Yeah, we've
now.
done quite a lot. I mean, the first one is Conan versus Rambo, which really sets the tone. Actually, because I have a huge
Schwarzenegger crush.
I have a huge admiration, for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
For Daddy Arnold.
Yeah.
He's my
Daddy Arnold. Daddy Arnold.
And so I kind of hope that maybe one day he'll, hear or stumble upon our podcast and decide to adopt me. And we really love the rivalry between him and Sylvester Stallone. So we based it off of their rivalry. And we really wanted to see, like, if we keep pitting movies against these guys, like, who would come up on top, really. So that's how it started. And then it morphed into creatures like Alien and Venom. And so one of our best and most fun categories is the sexy category. And so sometimes, like, determining who is sexier from those contestants can be
between
really
Venom
fun.
and the Predator.
Yeah, Predator.
Exactly.
Thank you.
That's what it was.
A xenomorph and
It's definitely Venom. Venom's
he's jacked.
Yeah, he's jacked.
Yeah,
He's got the.
Although the Predator's got those cool island dreads, though.
He's got the dreads, but he's also got the loincloth.
And he's got two mouths.
Well,
Too many teeth.
horrifying.
Too many teeth.
Yeah.
There's a whole vagina dentata thing happening.
I would
there.
not
Xenomorph
let
has a
him
very
near my hot
dick-shaped
pocket.
extra head.
Well played.
Right? He looks like an anime tentacle character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I should say a hentai, not an anime.
Yeah.
I
I gotta get it right.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah. Well, so
With
we've talked a lot. We've talked a lot, and we always ask, what's that thing that makes things better, makes life a little bit tastier, if you will, that topping side our main course. Throughout the course of our conversation, has that changed at all for either of you? What is your
Have you thought of a second bacon?
A second bacon, much like bacon wrapped bacon.
Exactly.
What would you wrap learning in?
If
to make
learning
it
is your
a
inner
new
bacon,
thing?
what is the outer lattice work that you would weave into a bacon blanket?
Okay, I've got mine. I'm going to give Elle a little extra time.
All
I
right.
would wrap my learning in humor. I feel like
I like
the best learning comes delivered in a casing that is humorous.
Okay.
I love that. Yes.
I love that.
I would wrap mine in singing. It just really is my first
too.
love. When I was 5 years old, I would stand on chairs and sing to my entire kindergarten class. And that really says everything about me.
How she got expelled.
That's
So great.
so many suspensions.
Can't spell
That's
expel without L.
Without L.
There you go.
Expel and Jezebel.
Yeah.
There you go.
Me in a
There
nutshell.
we go.
That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for hanging with us. We appreciate your time. This has been super fun. Everybody, please go check out Spoil My Movie. Check out the podcast. Listen to a bunch of them. Let them know that you're listening too. Send them a message. Say hello.
We could say this now as
Yes.
opposed to later.
Okay.
Give them a like or a subscribe and give a review,
That's true.
because despite what you think, it actually helps a fucking lot.
It does.
It does.
It really
And it
does.
costs you exactly $0.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So go do it. Go do it
like
for these
gold.
guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to chat with you guys again another time so we can talk all about Harry Potter and
That'd be
Totally.
amazing.
all these other nerdery things that we didn't even get a chance to get into because we just had so much of a fun conversation. So we do that. It's tangents.
It's a thing.
Sometimes tangents are our bacon.
Yeah.
Right. So everybody listening, just remember to ask yourselves, think to yourselves at home, what is it that is your thing? That is a topping, side, or main course. What's that thing that makes your day better? What's that thing? What's your learning wrapped in some humor, wrapped in some song? What is it for you? Guys, what should they ask themselves?
What's your bacon?
Goddamn right.
Spoil my movie. Go check it out.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic.
Elle and Chris are awesome.
Yeah, Ellen and Chris are great, and it's a great podcast. It's fun. If you like movies, go check it out. They elicit thought.
Yeah. Who doesn't like movies, first off?
Yeah, right.
If you don't like movies, what happened to you?
Yeah. You could fuck the right off.
Yeah. Don't tell me what happened to
Go
you.
fuck the right off.
I don't care.
Maybe. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, love talking with those guys. Go check them out. And if we do a karaoke meetup thing, we'll blast it out. We'll let you guys know.
We'll definitely. Maybe we'll
do some
invite
social things.
We'll invite everybody.
Yeah, we should do that.
You know,
I think that's
everybody in
the
the area should come.
Yeah, that'll
it
be a
out.
lot of fun.
We'll let you guys pick a song for us or something.
For show. For show.
Riding my
Right.
pony.
My saddle, baby. I had an effect that did that.
Yeah.
I'll have to look in the helix and make sure that I can tweak that.
See if it's there. Yeah. That vomit.
Yeah. But Jimsy, where can they find you and your things?
Ah, man, you don't know this by now. Jimmy G Shoes on all the socials. My band Craven Strange is at cravenstrange.net. From there, you can find all our socials. BaconsMyPodcast.com, where you can check out all the stuff that is us. You can see all the episodes. You can jump over to our little section on the site that is Bacon is My Fashion, and you can get yourself a t-shirt. That just helps us out. It really does. It helps us be able to kind of like do more things. Because this costs money.
Yeah.
Doing this costs us.
Yeah, it does.
It's one of those unfortunate things. We do it for the love, because we don't get paid. But any help that you can give us would be awesome. If you don't want to help us monetarily, which is totally fine, give us a review. You know, give us a like, share, like, all that kind of stuff. Smash that like, whatever that is. Do that thing. And if you do want to help us monetarily, but you want to get something more out of it, more than
what's
like a
in
t-shirt,
it for me?
Yeah, what's in it? If you're thinking like that, which is totally fine too.
Yeah,
we have that for you too over at patreon.com/baconismypod. Cast. Damn it! Well, I feel like you change it every time.
I don't. You can check every episode.
I feel like you change it every time.
You literally tell me you change it every time, and I don't.
Patreon.com/baconismypodcast. And yeah, you can check one of the tiers out free for a week, right?
Yeah, well, the top tier.
Yeah, top tier free for a week. So just go on, check a bunch of stuff out, give us some thumbs up, likes, learn how to make some good salmon and some pasta, and martinis, and all that kind of stuff. Check out ad-free episodes and early episodes, and join us live, like our patrons do every single week for our discussions and drinks.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. So that's all my stuff plus a bunch of our stuff. What about your stuff?
Well, that leaves me with like such a little bit of stuff.
Well,
it's fantastic.
I know you're tired. You do a lot of work here.
Thanks for doing that heavy lifting for me.
That's what
me
sometimes.
Personally, I'm at Me My Own Self Mike, my band at Something Heavy Music on the socials. Something Heavy on all the streaming platforms. We got stuff working and things and stuff, and I got other stuff working too.
Nice.
Working on music.
I like it.
Different types of music.
All kinds of
all
stuff.
the time. And that's about it. So, which means we should sign off here.
Yeah. So let's do that.
A little bit of a thing that we like to say. What is that?
It's a question.
Yeah. No. Yeah. What was that?
A query.
A little bit of extra in life that makes you feel more gooder.
Pulls you out of the doldrums.
The doldrums. I love that word.
I love that word. What is your bacon?
What's your bacon?